Do you think that one lost episode of Teletubbies I have watched was disturbing and messed up? Guess again. My mom and I have gone to the cinema to see Spark, A Space Tale, one of the most ambitious animated movies of the modern era. After we got out of the cinema, as we finished the movie, I noticed a box that was in the shape and size of a VHS tape left on the ground behind the trash cans for some reason. I asked my mom if I could pick up that box since it had a VHS tape inside it. She agreed as I picked the box up and then head home. I opened the box and it was revealed to be another Teletubbies tape. The VHS with its casing was called Lambs and Other Stories. The cover consisted of the Teletubbies behind the magic tree, with Tinky Winky and Dipsy close to the cover, while Pa and Lala are in front the tree, inches away from the two male Tubbies. Like the previous cover on the yoga tape, which had the anger management episode. It had the primitive BBFC, U rating and present BBC logo. On the back of the cover the episodes were Lambs, Music with Debbie, Naughty Sock, and one that had a strange and unheard title called The Aftermath. Holy shoot, is it a sequel to the last demented episode I've watched? I hope it's not even worse, I thought worriedly. I put the tape into the VCR, expecting a facade to happen in that final episode. Everything, including the logos and promos, was normal, so does the first 3 episodes. However, the last episode was just a horror show to the max. As the episode started, the intro was different. It started where the sun baby rises, but the latter was replaced with a new character, the moon baby, played by another newborn actor, who is a baby boy with an unknown name I never heard of. The moon baby had no expression as he just looked at the camera, not laughing or even crying. It was all nighttime and dark as the moon baby rose. It cut to where the Teletubbies' house is. The house seemed normal, but not burned down like in that terrible episode I'd seen last time. As the Teletubbies jumped out of the hole from the house, they looked entirely different as well. Tinky Winky had the same frightening face from that last episode, and let out that same blood-curdling scream from before as he appeared, only it was shortened. The other Teletubbies, Dipsy, Lala, and Pa, that were deceased appeared as ghosts, which were glowing and had their colors faded out. The 3 ghost Tubbies looked bloodied, alas that the ghost of Dipsy's head was missing due to the decapitation. The laugh sounded similar to Stitch's laugh from Lilo and Stitch. I don't think the laugh sounds as similar to Stitch. Besides, what does this film have to do with Teletubbies? As the theme song ended, the voice trumpet rose and said this, Tinky Winky is around here somewhere in Teletubbyland, lurking. After the voice trumpet said that, it cut to the grassy hills with the narrator saying, one night in Teletubbyland, new visitors are coming to see what's going on. Then, 4 new and unknown Teletubby characters arrived. The first one was a pink female Teletubby with an antenna in the shape of a heart. She had the same skin tone as Dipsy's, and she was similar to Pa. The second one was an orange female Teletubby with an antenna in the shape of a Y, and she was similar to Lala. The third one was a blue male Teletubby with an antenna in the shape of a T, and he was similar to Tinky Winky. The fourth but last one was a white male Teletubby wearing a hat that looked like Dipsy's, hiding what seemed to be his antenna, and he was unlike the other Teletubbies, but he seemed to be the Sherlock Holmes of Teletubbyland or the player from the Slendytubbies game. He was holding what looked like a flashlight that seemed to be lit. The new Teletubbies, not the white one, looked like one of those silly unofficial OCs you should see on DeviantArt or any other social media site. Ayo, they said. Please, introduce yourselves, the narrator commanded. Firstly, the pink female Teletubby. Lovey-dovey. Secondly, the orange female Teletubby. Vixie. Thirdly, the blue male Teletubby. Ratter. And the last one goes to the white male Teletubby, but instead of a silly and distinctive name, meaning that he didn't have one, just 2 words of who he is. Guardian Tubby. After they introduced themselves, the windmill spins, preparing for the TV event. The 4 new Tubbies named Lovey-Dovey, Vixie, Ratter and Guardian Tubby ran up to a hill where the usual Teletubbies should be for the said event. Vixie, however, was chosen for the TV event, and what I saw was something haunting and unexplainable. The TV event consisted of what looked to be a paranormal recording, which depicted a cameraman exploring an abandoned school during dusk. As the exploration went on, the cameraman came across what seemed to be a child standing and crying in the hallway. The child in question appeared to be the same boy from that TV event in that last demented episode. "Are you okay?" the cameraman asked in a deep monotone. "No," the boy said through sobs. The boy stated that he wanted to see his mother again, saying that he hated being in this school. He said he was bullied a lot by other children one time, and then got in trouble for retaliation. Oddly enough, the cameraman laughed, not in a humorous way, but it was haunting and sinister. "So you got bullied, huh? Well, let's make it 100 times worse for you," the cameraman maniacally yelled as he pulled out a knife. "No. Please no," the boy said as he ran. I was not ready for this scene to happen. I believe that the cameraman who explored the school is a sick child murderer. As the contract killer cameraman chased the boy who was running, it went to static, ending the TV event. The new Tubbies, including myself, were shocked and scared about what had happened in that TV event. It then cut to the second Tubby segment where it showed what looked to be a bowl of Tubby custard on the grass. Lovey-Dovey appeared in this scene, looks at the bowl of Tubby custard on the grass, grabs it, and asked, "What's that?" The narrator then answered, "That's Tubby custard. Drink it?" Lovey-Dovey asked curiously. "No, you don't know what had happened to the Tubby custard," the narrator warned. "Okay," Lovey-Dovey said as she runs off to his friends, holding the bowl of Tubby custard. It cut to the three new Tubbies as Lovey-Dovey runs to them. The Tubbies looked at the bowl of custard Lovey-Dovey's holding and asked, "What's that?" "Tubby custard," Lovey-Dovey responded. Guardian Tubby then cautioned, "Please, don't drink the custard. It might have been poisoned by the killer." It wasn't in the usual Teletubby language as he spoke, just like the narrator, the TV event people, and some of the magical event characters. It was in a way that an intelligent human being would say. "Tubby custard poisoned?" Ratter asked. "Yes, the Tubby custard might have been poisoned," the narrator concluded. "Oh," Vixie said worriedly. At that moment, a sudden low growl was heard. It came from Ratter, meaning that he's hungry. "Ratter hungry," Ratter said. As Ratter got insane for food, he snatched the bowl of poisoned Tubby custard from Lovey-Dovey and stupidly drank it. The three Tubbies became stunned at what Ratter had just drunk from that bowl. "Ratter shouldn't have done that," the narrator said, concerned. "Yes. That would have happened if you would have been insane for food," Guardian Tubby shouted, agreeing with the narrator. At that moment, Ratter choked, which sounds like when he's about to gag. Then his eyes started to bleed out of his tear ducts as he choked and choked until I could cover my ears as it gets louder. The three Teletubbies started to convincingly gasp in shock and panic at the same time as they watched Ratter dying. Ratter started coughing up blood until his head explodes in grisly detail, kinda like special effects. "Told you that the Tubby custard could have been extra poisoned," the narrator said restlessly. As Ratter died, the three new Tubbies ran away with their credibly fearful screams. Guardian Tubby, for some reason, grabbed the drunken Tubby custard that killed Ratter. As they ran away from the death of Ratter, they stumbled upon Poe's hanged, but more bloodied body on the noose that was on a realistic proportion of the magic tree. Her TV screen was shattered, however. Lovey-Dovey then anxiously asked, "Who's that?" "That was Pa," the narrator answered. "Poor Pa," Lovey-Dovey concerned. "This is not a good sign," Guardian Tubby exclaimed. "Oh," Vixie moaned. Beside the tree was another bowl of Tubby custard, which still could be poisoned. It then showed a point of view of what seemed to be the demonic Tinky Winky, but his vision seemed to have a red tint to it. He was hiding behind a tree, looking at the three individuals. As it stopped showing the point of view of Tinky Winky, Guardian Tubby in question got up a red wagon and put the second poisoned Tubby custard in, including the first one drunken by the now deceased Ratter. Guardian Tubby collected 2 Tubby custards, the narrator said. Of course I did, Guardian Tubby spoke. At that moment, the demonic Tinky Winky who was hiding ran towards the 3 new Tubbies, letting out that same blood-curdling scream. Oh my goodness! Guardian Tubby screamed. I've never heard some kind of Teletubbies say, goodness, in a presumed-to-be preschooler's show, although that word is also used in some children's shows, if that's fine. Alas, this episode in question started to feel more like an overrated horror-adventure kind of deal rather than educational and child-friendly. The 3 Tubbies ran away screaming. As the Tubbies ran, Lovey-Dovey fell over and couldn't get up. Tinky Winky then ran towards the tripped-over Lovey-Dovey, pinned the latter to the ground, and viciously mauled her to death like a killer animal. Lovey-Dovey finally died as Tinky Winky runs off. It cut to the 2 remaining Teletubbies, Vixie and Guardian Tubby, running away screaming. At that moment, they encountered Lala's stabbed body laying next to a puddle, but the latter was a lot bloodied, and her eyes were scratched out. The puddle, however, was mixed with her blood. Yet, another bowl of poisoned Tubby custard was next to Lala's bloodied corpse. I don't think this is very good, Guardian Tubby exclaimed. Who's that? Vixie asked scaredly. That was Lala, the narrator answered. Poor Lala, Vixie concerned. Guardian Tubby picked up the 3rd custard and put it in his wagon. Guardian Tubby collected 3 Tubby custards, the narrator said. All right, Guardian Tubby said. Again, the same demonic Tinky Winky appeared, letting out that horrible scream I've been hearing all too much. He pushed Vixie into the bloodied puddle as Guardian Tubby runs away screaming. No, please. Vixie screamed. Then, Tinky Winky strongly dumped Vixie's head into the bloodied puddle water, and lets the latter drown as she was screaming. Vixie then died. It then cut to Guardian Tubby running towards what seemed to be the Teletubbies' house that was still standing. Guardian Tubby found the Teletubbies' house, the narrator said. Finally, a shelter, Guardian Tubby said in relief as he goes inside the house. Inside the house, it was not burned due to Tinky Winky almost setting the entirety on fire. The Tubby toaster and Tubby custard machine was still broken and on fire, including the Noa due to the malfunction. As Guardian Tubby explored around the house, he shrieked and encountered Dipsy's beheaded corpse lying on the floor, with his head on the slide. The body, however, was not burned, but more bloodied. Who is this? Guardian Tubby asked nervously. That was Dipsy, the narrator responded. Next to the decapitated body of Dipsy was, again, another bowl of poisoned Tubby custard. Guardian Tubby then grabbed the 4th bowl of custard, and put it into the wagon that still had 3 bowls of it. Guardian Tubby collected 4 Tubby custards, the narrator said. I'm sure that there's more of these, Guardian Tubby said in curiosity. At that moment, the demented Tinky Winky arrived again, letting out that godforsaken scream. He had slid down the slide, scaring the crap out of Guardian Tubby. As Guardian Tubby screamed, he fell over, including his hat. As his hat came off from his head, he revealed that he had no antenna. All right, who is this? Guardian Tubby frightenedly asked the narrator as he stood up. That was Tinky Winky, the narrator responded. He was responsible for the murder of his own friends, including yours as well. Oh, Guardian Tubby said, but can you really help Dash? He was strongly pushed by Tinky Winky, fracturing his limbs. I'm sorry, the narrator told Guardian Tubby, concerned, but there's nothing we can do, but things have to be the way they have to be. Tinky Winky then pulled out an explosive C4 that came out of nowhere, activated it, and threw it at the now completely fractured and weak Guardian Tubby. No. This can't be. Guardian Tubby screamed. Please help me. No. 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 It then displayed the door of the Teletubbies' house. As the entire house exploded, Tinky Winky strongly jumped out of the door of the house. It was insane that a slow-motion effect was added in this scene, reminiscent of those modern-day action movies you watch with your friends, like Paw Patrol, the movie that was out in 2021. Whoa, I was awed but still scared. After the explosion, the entire house was destroyed, along with the wagon that had 4 bowls of the poisoned Tubby custard. Guardian Tubby was blown into pieces, and his corpse reminded me of one of those exploded and decapitated bodies you see while playing Team Fortress 2. Dipsy's beheaded and bloodied corpse, however, remained the same after the explosion. It then cut to the Tubby bye-bye segment, but the voice trumpet said something different. In a slow voice, it said this: "Game over." It then showed the aftermath of one of the events that already happened in the episode. And I do get to mention that there's no music at all in this scene. Firstly, it showed Ratter's headless, head exploded, corpse on the grass, all covered in blood. Secondly, it showed Poe's bloodied body still hanged on the noose that was on the same realistic proportion of the magic tree, with Lovey-Dovey's viciously mauled corpse on the grass barely far from the latter. Poe's corpse seemed to be twitching while hanged. Thirdly, it showed the shot of the bloodied puddle, with Lala's stabbed body and Vixie's drowned corpse on the puddle. Lastly, as the credits rolled, it showed, again, the Teletubbies' house, destroyed due to the explosion. The corpses of Dipsy and Guardian Tubby were still present. A silhouette of Tinky Winky could be seen in the far distance standing on the hills in that shot. It stayed on as the credits kept rolling, not even showing the so-called Moon Baby, who was entirely a new character at the beginning of this horrible episode. At that moment, fog came out of nowhere, overly covering the whole shot that stayed. As it did after the credits, Tinky Winky's daunting face pops up on screen, but he looked more different. His fur was a darker and dull purple, and he was covered in blood. His black eyeless sockets seemed to be dripping out blood. Alas, he lets out that same blood-curdling scream as he pops up, except it was slower, louder, distorted, and seemed to have a demonic effect added to it. I screamed loudly in extreme fright because of the intensity of the jump scare. After that, as the scream cut out with an echo, then it showed the Ragdoll and BBC logos, except they were discolored into a dull and dark red filter. Then it played the 1997 BBC closing logo, except it looked more worsened than before. It was still solarized and more of a darker and dull red, and the audio was even a lot deeper and demonic with the same reverb effect over it. I rewound the tape and called my mum. I have shown her the footage, and she believed me. My mum and I said it was a lot worse than the last episode we'd recently discovered. I have taken a few screenshots of the episode from the VHS tape before my mum burned it with its casing. After the incident, I had a nightmare where Tinky Winky intruded my bedroom in the middle of the night. He still had that disturbing inhuman face as he arrived, letting out that familiar but loud blood-curdling scream. I tried to get out of my bedroom, but Tinky Winky picked out a thick sharp stick and stabbed me in the back with it. It was slow and excruciating as the stick pierced through my torso. As Tinky Winky killed me, I woke up screaming, alerting my mum for help. I was once again taken to therapy after that, and my mum phoned the Ragdoll company about the 2 disturbing episodes of Teletubbies, which had Tinky Winky going on a murder spree, and how there was a lot of grisly death scenes of one of the characters. They said that they have no clue on how the episodes were made, and the writer of the 2 episodes remained unknown. You may encounter some neglected VHS tapes and DVDs of certain kids' shows with twisted and unheard episodes anywhere, but I advise you to watch one of them at your own risk. I hope so. Now what do I think about this creepypasta? Oh my. Just as worst. Unnecessary plot hole, child abuse, and something else. This is outrageous. I gave this a 0 out of 10. What a horrendous creepypasta. Anyways, thanks for watching.